Welcome to the screencast. We're going to begin with a quick tour of the WordPress dashboard. This is the main control panel for setting up and managing a WordPress blog. We're then going to show you how to customize a blog's appearance. Finally, we'll show you how to take our blog and turn it into a complete website. Go to WordPress.com and log in with your login username and password. Then select the My Blog tab and click on the dashboard link, taking us to the dashboard. So the dashboard is where we operate our site. It can look a bit daunting when you first arrive at WordPress's dashboard. There's a lot happening, but we're going to focus on 4 areas in this demonstration, and actually these will be enough to turn our blog into a real website. So the first area we're going to focus on is the posts. Now, posts are our blog items and articles. They're essentially the flow of regularly changed information on the site. The second area is pages. Now, there's a lot of confusion, posts and pages, because in most respects they're very similar, but think of it as posts are for changing information and news, and pages are for the kind of static information that you infrequently change, such as your About page or Contact page. The next area is the appearance. Appearance is where we can change the look of the blog and do a lot of things that will turn it into our own personal website. And the final area we'll look at is settings, where we set up some of the parameters and preferences for the blog. So let's get started by adding our first post. Hit for the posts link and select Add New to add a new post, and you're confronted with what looks like a fairly straightforward, simple word processing screen. So we'll start with the title, which will be the headline of our post, and I'm going to cheat a little bit in just pasting in the copy to get us started. Again, pretty basic but functional screen. We can do things like italics, that's all we'll do here. And we'll hit the publish button. So let's take a look at the site and see what our new post looks like. Go up to the name of your blog, and it's a pretty plain looking site that we have at the moment, but here's our first blog entry. So what we'll do now is go back to the dashboard, and we'll do something about improving that very plain looking site. Now we're going to go to the appearance menu. This is where we make changes to the look of the site. As we've seen earlier, WordPress uses what it calls themes, which can be applied to the website to change its appearance. Now what we're going to do is change the default 2012 theme, which we installed when we set up the blog, and in fact we're going to change it to one called 2011. I'm going to use this search panel to find it, because I know it's called 2011, but as you can see there are lots of themes to browse, and we're going to install a theme called 2011. It will give us a chance to have a look at it, and we're going to say, yep, we're quite happy with that. So let's activate it. And as you can see, it's already, just with that one little change, made quite a significant change to the appearance of our site. And in fact, it's looking almost like a real site now. But we can also customize the theme. And one of the first things we'll look at are the theme options. Now, as you can see, different themes have different theme options, so they're specific to a particular theme, in this case 2011. So 2011 offers us a light or a dark theme, and of course we can make some basic changes, and it gives us an opportunity to change the basic lookout, content left, content right, or no sidebar at all. Now we're actually going to just leave things as they are, and what we're going to do now is move to the header. Now this is of course one of the areas that you're most likely to want to personalize. So you can change the header image. What we will do is choose our own file, but this particular theme also provides you with several ready-made editions, but we're going to choose our own file. One of the things you can do by using your own header file is to, of course, use it for your logo. But in our case, we will simply upload our new custom header. It gives us an opportunity to crop it to fit the size, where that's pretty close for us, but we will crop and publish. It'll sort of automatically size our banner, and let's go and see what sort of difference that's made to our blog. So we've now got our own banner. Everything else is pretty much the same, and as I say, you could of course use this to create a banner. One thing you can do is you can turn this text off, and we'll see in a moment, and what that will do is give you ensure that your banner is essentially your logo. And we're going to go back now to the dashboard. We'll look at a couple more items in the appearance menu to just sharpen up our site a little bit. One area to look at, so we've looked at the header, the background, that's the area around the site. You can change the color of that, for example, change the background color. You can upload an image so that the area around the site is an image, either a single image or one that's is tiled, meaning that a small image is repeated. We won't make any changes here, but those are the changes you can make to the background. So the next area that we'll look at is widgets. Now, widgets are the small program items that go on the sidebars of your site. As you saw when we looked at the setup, we can have our site with either no sidebars, or with a left sidebar or a right sidebar. What goes on the sidebar is widgets, and these little programs essentially can do all sorts of useful things, such as show your latest posts. They can do things like showing calendars, photographs. There's one here for Goodreads, which shows, if you're a user of Goodreads, shows what you're reading, and so on. So there's quite a few widgets, and essentially you can put them on your site by simply grabbing the one you want. What we'll do is we'll take one for the most recent posts, called Recent Posts. And we'll put it onto the side, drag it up to the sidebar, and we will place it there. We'll give it a title. We'll call it Recent Posts. And what it's going to do, of course, is show our, in this case, 5 most recent posts. So we'll save that, and let's take another look at the site now that we've done that. And here's our widget. So you can have multiple widgets, of course, filling this area, and they're a very useful way to add some functionality to your site. So we're now ready to really start to turn our simple blog into a real fully featured website. To do this, we're going to create some pages, and those pages will cover our key information, such as books, authors, and contact information. So we'll go to the Pages menu. Now remember, when we first introduced posts, we also indicated that pages are very similar, and indeed they are. Pages are what we use to provide that more static information that's used to help navigate a site, or for things that don't change very often. So what we'll do is, we've already got one page, of course, the that WordPress created when it first created the blog. And we're going to leave that about page there, but of course we'll flesh it out later on with our own information. But we're going to create some pages to show our books, authors, and contact information. Like posts, we go to the add new, and in fact the screen of course looks identical to the screen we use to add a blog post. Now I'm just going to use very simple names and placeholder text because I haven't got time to create an entire site, but it'll give you an idea. So we're going to create a page called Books, and we will create a page called Authors, and again, same. This is where we'll have the title, and I'll just paste in some text, and we'll publish it. I think we'll also add a couple of service pages. We'll add a Contact Us page, and this is our address. And we will also add a couple of special pages. One is a home page, and we'll just say welcome to my demo site as the heading, and this is going to have some copy in it. Again, I'm just going to quickly paste some placeholder copy, and the final page we'll create is just an empty page, which we will call blog, and in a moment we'll see why we've done this and what we're going to do with it. So if we now look at our site, first of all we can review we now have a number of pages. Let's take a look at the site now, and in fact the pages on this particular theme have just lined up along the menu bar, and there's our About page. So let's head back to the dashboard and see. That may be all of course we need, but we'll make a couple of other changes. What I'll do is I'll quickly create some additional pages so that not only do we have a section called Books, but we'll create additional book and author pages for each book and each author, and we'll turn them into a menu. We'll show you that in just a moment.